Hi, coming live from. Get set up. All right, coming live from Heroes Corner Comics, uneducated interviews with Blaine, Blake, and Brad. Brandon's on location right there, and we're here with Tim Laddie. He has a comic book called Creeple People, going to be published by IDW next month. Can you tell us a little bit about it? Like, what got you into doing this?
I used to work for a company called Ape Entertainment, who does like Sesame Street and all the DreamWorks stuff. And my editor from there moved over to IDW, and they just kind of took me in. They were looking for an artist for a book, and the guy picked me, the guy that was doing the book. So it was just kind of happenstance, kind of luck.
This isn't your first one, right?
It's not my first comic. It's my first for IDW, though.
Okay. All right.
For sure. No, I've done a few different random little books.
So you had the one Night Star. You were telling me about that earlier. I think the plot's a great idea.
Yeah. That's my creator-owned book. And that's the one, like, we really try to pump. You got option. We're trying to turn it into a cartoon. And we're trying to find a home for it, too. You know what I mean? Like, different publishers and stuff like that. So that's the baby. You know what I mean?
Right. As far as Creeple People, I was looking at it. I was looking at some of the artwork today. What was kind of the inspiration behind
I don't know what the inspiration was per se, but if you go back, remember like creepy crawlers?
Right.
Y'all ever like play with those and you make them like at Halloween, like little bugs or whatever,
Like
bugs.
Boys Easy Bake Oven.
Right. But before
exactly
that, they had other stuff too. Like in the 60s and 70s, they had like Creeple People, which was like, I guess you could make people, funky little guys, which are in the book. And they had like a flower maker thing too. So the girls kind of got gypped. But so yeah, it was, but basically it stems from that roughly. And the story is kind of based on that. But from there, it starts dealing with like secret societies and like Illuminati and stuff like that. So the story is all right. So the story's kind of random. It gets pretty interesting. It's kind of funny. It deals with like Aleister Crowley and stuff like that. Like they have demon blood running through them. So it's a funky little story.
And they're like on a college campus.
Right, they're on a college campus, and these kids find this this serum called Draconum, and that's basically, if you have that, you can become like a necromancer and live forever. But these kids put it into a bioprinter, and it creates these 6 little monsters, the Creeples, and that's kind of where the story goes. So it's kind of like Weird Science or like those kind of movies from the 80s,
Right.
Yeah. But it still kind of has that occult, kind of weird vibe to it. It's kind of it's interesting. It's a funny little story.
Are the Creeples, the 6 of them,
Do
they all kind of have the same personality, or are they different personalities? Or are they just
no, they're basically kind of the same. They almost seem like they're on the same like wavelength. They have like different looks to them, but you know what I'm saying? If one does one thing, the other does it. You know, they kind of follow in turn.
So they're like just a pack.
They're the Creeples. Yeah, there's one that I kind of feel like is the female of the group, but she's like my Smurfette. But otherwise, no, they're all basically kind of the same thing.
I would say this Weird Science thing, when they made the Creeples, were they wearing like bras on their head?
No.
It'd be a pretty hot Creeple.
I wish the brother was in it. That was like my favorite guy.
Like the gremlin with the lipstick.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So they're not wearing bras on their head?
No, there are no bras, yeah.
I'm highly disappointed.
I mean, I'm not done issue 3, so I might be able to sneak it in.
Can you do that, please?
Could you add that?
If it's script, if it lets, I can sneak it in.
So how long has this been the passion? How long has the comic book been?
Oh man, I don't know, dude. Since back in the day, since forever. And I'm sure y'all are the same thing.
Yeah.
I just started reading comic books about 2 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah, I just started drawing the other day.
Yeah,
the IDW hit me up.
You've done so well.
Right. In such a short amount of time. No, dude. I mean, like everybody, I watched Adam West and all that. That's probably where it started. And then '89 Batman was probably a big thing too. I'm sure we're all probably around the same age. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
And dude, I went to Marvel Universe Live last night, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, from where we came from, growing up, and to like what it was, like what I saw last night. God, man, it's crazy.
I say that all the time. Like, what a great time to be a 10-year-old right now.
Right.
It's just, if I would have had all of that going on when I was 10, like,
there's such an assortment of everything.
Instead of just like sneaking away to get a comic book.
See, this stuff is socially acceptable now. See,
I
read comic books, but I've smudged it inside a Playboy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The closet was so deep, and when you were like way down, there's a walk-in.
Miss November. Check that.
Oh,
Her name is
man.
Rogue.
That's Catwoman. You're punished.
How long did they pick you up? Is it kind of like seasons for a show? They pick you up for so many seasons or episodes? Is it going?
No. That's man, dude. The world of comics is such a beast. So I'm doing issue 3 right now, and then I'm already in the back of my head like, you know, emailing other publishers and stuff like that because it's freelance. So I don't know if they're gonna pick me up for something else. We haven't talked about it. Marvel actually sent me a big email today,
Nice.
critiquing the shit out of me, man. Like,
That's what you want.
But they asked for more stuff at the end of it. They're like, if you want to be part of the Marvel bullpen, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And it's a really long email, which I doubt they would send me if they didn't care. You know what I'm saying?
I would assume they wouldn't send you anything at all.
Right. And I went to New York in October, and I'll probably be doing some Mega Man stuff this year too, which would be really
yes.
cool. Why, are you a big Mega Man fan?
Oh,
One of the members
Not
of our
only
site,
I am, but the guy who
fellow
does,
artist.
yeah, the
Uh-huh.
guy who does all our artwork is huge.
All right, yeah. No, I talked to the guy. He's in for it.
with him wherever he goes.
Oh yeah.
Right. Oh, dude, they have the little like pillow versions of it. You ever seen that? I
They
want
have
to buy one for the car.
the
Yeah.
real one-to-one replica.
Oh, really? All right.
So he's at home with his wife. Go put the Mega Buster back on.
Yeah, he's probably watching he's probably watching the live feed right now.
Mega Man.
So
As
this
soon as you
email-
said Mega Man.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
this email from Marvel, was it printed out in front of you? Did you land
No,
it?
dude. I'm focused on the end game.
Hang
So,
that.
yeah.
Hang that, man.
Well, dude, at first when I got it, I was like upset. I'm like, oh man, they don't like me. You know, I was like really down about it, and I had to reread it like 3 times. And I was like, nah, dude. I was like, this is pretty positive. You know. So I'm working on some stuff this week, and I'm gonna send them something Monday. So we'll see.
We love
We'll see how it turns out.
a serious letter from Marvel that starts off saying, "Hello, true believer."
Right.
There you
Well, I'm
go.
a Kirby fan, but yeah.
That's awesome.
So no, it's cool though, dude. And especially if you've been doing that your whole life to finally kind of be like at the door, you know what I mean? That's kind of where we're at.
I've
now.
been waiting on a letter from Marvel.
Right, we were talking before the show. Yeah.
And but you know, I guess I need to send them something first.
I
Right.
don't think
But yeah.
a letter
I've
from
just been
Marvel.
expecting them just to send me a thing saying, "Hey, we know you like
Right,
us."
right.
And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I do," and that'd be the end of it.
I
But
think the only letter from Marvel we've ever going to get is that one we got as a kid. You know, when you joined the fan club.
Right.
Yes.
I thought like
It was supposed to be signed by Stan.
I thought you were gonna say
Oh,
something like, "The only letter we're gonna give is a
Comes with
cease and
decoder
desist
ring.
letter."
Right.
Stop mentioning our characters on your stupid podcast.
Yeah, we can go podcast.
It's
We're
Disney
so
now, man.
shamed right
That's
now.
true. That's
They
true.
don't play.
What was your first venture into the comic book world as far as, you know, you
Oh,
want to do what you do now?
man,
you know?
dude. Like, so drawing stuff
Yeah.
around right after Katrina. So what is that? Like
Yeah.
02 or whatever, you know what I mean? 04.
Right after Katrina?
Yeah, what was that? What was
That's
that
10 years, man. This year.
Dude, we get so I'm like Murtaugh, bro. I'm too old for this shit. But yeah, dude. So no, after that I went to Chicago, which used to be like a huge show. The Wizard World Chicago was a huge show in Rosemont.
4-day show.
And that's where I met David Hedgecock, who worked at Ape Entertainment, and he got me on a book called Return to Point Pleasant, which was about the Mothman. And from there, I did a book called White Picket Fences. I did a ton of issues of that. Another book nobody saw. So a bunch of like random books. So when you're young, you get a lot of books where you're cutting your teeth. You know what I mean? You're doing like these kind of goofy little stories and stuff like that. But it's good because if you did get like the Marvel book off top, you're going to do all your mistakes there and probably never work again. You know what I mean? So it's better that it goes down like that. And so yeah, dude, I guess I've been doing it for that long. It's never consistent, especially in the early days. And sometimes you do children's books and graphic design, all kinds of other stuff.
Right.
But dude, it's interesting.
What was like your first character you made? Like, because I'm sure like everybody has that first character that they made.
All right. I made this dude, and I called him Saturn Man, and it was the goofiest story in the world. Like a piece from all the planets, like formed a meteor, and then they crashed on Earth, and then it's basically the Superman-ish character. But he decided to be called Saturn Man, even though he's a piece of everything. Yeah. But he had these big alien eyes, and that led to kind of this. You know what I mean? So I was already drawing aliens.
Did he ever get on with Saturn Girl?
Dude, I was all upset because somebody brought a Saturn Girl card to like recess one day, and they were like, "Dude, you can't do this comic anymore. Like Saturn Girl exists," and it like killed me, man. So I hate the Legion
And
of
then the Sega
Superheroes.
Saturn
My first
came out.
Right, the Sega Saturn. Yeah, I was playing Sewer Shark.
They never told me about for scary was Blaneinator.
The Blaneinator. The Blaneinator. Still makes his wife call him that too every now and then. Here and there.
She doesn't
Call me the Blandinator, but yeah, she doesn't. So,
Oh,
I call
man.
her the Geninator.
shout out. Shout out. real
So
quick.
I think you mentioned it earlier. You said there's kind of like an Illuminati-ish.
Yeah.
thing
You
going,
can
'cause
see some of the stuff there.
Well, as I was
But yeah.
flipping through, I kept seeing it, and I didn't want to be like one of those people that sees a triangle.
Uh,
It's like, oh, there's an
Right. Obviously.
Hey guys, what's up?
So I guess that is going to be an actual thing, like in there, like
It's well, dude. I'm one of those people. I watch History Channel and I listen to Coast to Coast while I'm drawing.
oh my
so-
god, up top.
All right, dude. No, I'm a big George Norrie fan. Big
Yes.
all them dudes. So I eat that kind of stuff up anyway. So when I knew it was part of the book, I kind of would throw as much in as I could.
Yeah.
Dude, the new pages I've been drawing today have like the Denver airport conspiracy. If y'all know what that is, there's this just really crazy painting in there. They're gonna like shut me down if they see this video.
That's true.
But right, they're watching right now,
They've
dude.
shut down Art Bell a couple times.
Right. Well, who's the other dude? John B. Wells. Like
Yeah.
they just took him out.
YouTube has crashed.
Right. Right. The account is gone.
Don't worry.
Uh,
Nobody's gonna watch it. We got a total of 10.
Yeah, confirmed.
You say that though, but I mean they're watching.
Who knows, man? Who knows? I don't buy none of that
That
stuff.
might be all 16 of our
So then that
subscribers.
makes sense. Like
Uh-huh.
now that we're on this coast to coast thing, now I kind of see the
Well,
aliens
the alien
coming
stuff,
in
yeah.
and all that.
But I was always into that stuff. If you would have who's the guy that did like Unsolved Mysteries? Like those would kind of touch on alien stuff.
Robert
Even when
Stack.
Robert Stack. They would talk about that when I was
Right,
little.
unsolved mysteries.
Right, he was so he's so creepy. So yeah, man, I was always into it, aliens and ghosts and all that kind of stuff.
So I guess that's drawing a lot of. Like you get a lot of inspiration from such.
Yeah, no question about it. I eat it up, man.
So X-Files too?
Yeah, I was watching X-Files the other day, believe it or not, dude. I'm so stuck in the 90s and the
It's one of the
80s.
greatest shows I think of
Oh
all
my
time.
God, bro! I have such a crush on Scully.
Oh,
No
His
doubt
wife
about
comes
it,
home
dude.
and says, "Baby, turn on the lights, X-Files."
Right.
that's what I have to tell her.
Don't talk when Scully's on
Right.
her.
For
Oh,
some
man.
reason, that theme song always just freaks me out.
It's good, dude.
But I'm
It's an
scared.
awesome
I'm scared of like everything. So like,
Yeah, right.
matter of fact, the Unsolved Mysteries thing, like
Don't.
That's a good song too,
I'd have to put that on mute until like the actual show came on.
Right.
If I just heard the music, I was like,
Well, I got
aliens.
to get excited when I heard Robert Stack, Elliot Ness, Untouchables, back in the day. So when he used to come on there and do that. It's just, he had that monotone.
It was the one from Twilight Zone. The guy that just walked down.
Oh, that dude.
Right.
That show's a masterpiece, man. That
Oh,
big
absolutely.
face episode where everybody has
Oh,
fucking
God,
big
yeah.
faces. Oh my
Ross
God, dude.
Sterling just, he kind of set the bench.
What a brilliant man. Yeah.
He did. He set the benchmark, especially when it came to that, that modern day at that time. That modern day horror at that time.
But still today, if you watch an
Still
episode,
today,
they're
yeah.
still poignant. They still.
I remember too, another one that was
They
there,
definitely hold up after all.
Tales from the Dark Side.
I like that one too, yeah.
That was creepy as shit when it first came on.
They had like another, what was it,
What was
like
it?
Night Gallery or something like
What
that?
was the one on Nickelodeon?
Oh,
Are You Afraid of the
Bro,
Dark?
good show,
You say
dude.
that.
Good
Yeah.
show.
That was
Pretty
pretty
freaky.
freaky.
It was awesome,
Yeah.
man.
The one with the clown with the nose.
Yes.
Oh,
That was right in there with Stephen King's It.
Oh, man.
I forgot all about that till you mentioned it. Wow.
Then I'll float
I'm
for that
probably
down
wrong.
too.
Oh my God. Not joking. I'll watch stuff like that while I'm drawing. Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark, dude? It's ridiculous. I'm not even playing. It is. It's a good little fun story.
Shows like that, was kind of like your inspiration? It seems like Gremlins would have been a great inspiration for you.
I love Gremlins.
And Weird Science.
One of the best Christmas movies ever. Gremlins.
Underrated Christmas.
Underrated. That and Die Hard. Yeah.
Yes, does it? Yeah.
God, yeah,
I guess all that stuff, dude. They have what's his name? It's either Bill Gates or the Apple guy says like when you look back in your life, like you can see all the dots connect. You know what I mean? I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody can do that with their life. So,
Not
well,
It's still a scatterfly.
Blake's dots are eating my Pac-Man.
Yeah.
You know how they say to just find the one, when you make a graph, you just find a cluster of dots and go there. That's how he ended up here.
Right. Yeah, pretty much.
He's in the Back to the Future 2 one where the timeline
yeah.
screws off.
Oh, that was a big one too, though, dude. Back to the
Back to
Future.
the Future.
Lord have mercy. Oh my God, dude, that was so good.
There's a lot
I
of
hope they
time.
come out with Nike mags this year too. the tennis shoe.
You know, they came
Hoverboards.
out, what was it, like a couple of years ago?
Well, they came out with, they put in a patent for speed laces, and supposedly they're hinting at it that they might be coming out this
I
year.
think they released a few of them where all the proceeds went to like Parkinson's.
Right.
And I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna get some, but like,
Dude,
they're all eBay auctions. Like you couldn't just go to a store.
Yeah, they were
The cheapest ones were like $10,000. I was like, no
it's
way.
all celebrity fun.
Yeah.
Ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, but
I've been waiting for that pink hoverboard to come out.
you would.
I wish, dude.
You'd be jealous.
I want a pit bull.
Yeah.
If I have a pink hoverboard, I can Blake would be like, "What's your
Oh.
Please,
Can you put me on a
handlebar. Please, Bladenator.
I won't go far. I'll go to
Please,
one like
Bladenator.
Oh man.
What kind of upcoming things should we be expecting?
Well, obviously, Creeple People is going to be coming out this Wednesday, the 21st, and then that'll be the next 3 months, and then it'll be a trade paperback, and then I would assume more Night Stars. That's looking very, very likely to be going on in the future. No doubt about that.
And where can we go to find all these? Can we
If you
find
can-
them online? Or?
Yeah. If you go to nightstarscomic.com or laddieink.com, LATTIEINK, like the ink drop, that'll bring you to my Facebook, and that's kind of like a hub. Everybody's on. Nobody goes to websites anymore. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
I don't think
Appreciate
so.
it.
But, right.
Appreciate it.
Right. Yeah.
They go to YouTube.
Can we, can we check
know I
that out?
Wow.
But I didn't like this comic
Somebody
book
reads
anyway.
I guess no one will see this interview. There we go. No one will see it.
They don't go to websites.
Nobody goes to websites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it was going so well. Right.
Do you have any things you kind of has not been put on paper? You haven't even pitched it, but think for you some things mulling around in the head that you might do in the future.
An exclusive. You can
Exclusive,
put on
that
this
we heard
website because nobody.
We we were talking about like. I might as well tell you the ending now.
There it is.
But yeah. No, I don't know, man. I got this one story I want to do about Delphine LaLaurie, but I think they touched on it in American Horror Story, even though I'd never seen the show.
They did, but it was a different
It wasn't-
take.
yeah,
They
it wasn't.
threw in.
There was a comic book about her already.
There was, yeah, I had seen that at Ronnie's shop one time. Yeah.
That voice you just heard is our gracious host, Mr. Nick here.
Heroes Corner Comics.
That's it.
Dirty LaFalco.
Might be holding the Creeple People too, right?
Yeah, we'll have some.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
If you watch it.
Right. No, I'm never gonna let it down now.
They're gonna come here and be like, "Oh, we kind of get Creeple
Tell you
People what
what,
you
you
want."
can-
Oh, we didn't think you
I'm
must
gonna
listen
go
to that. We
ahead.
don't really have it.
You can consider this your last. I mean, like, we are not calling you. This went horrible. Jesus.
And if you are watching this, mention this show, and he'll pay an extra 50% towards your purchase.
It's a win-win for everybody.
Except for Geek Battle Royale.
Except for us, because no one's gonna watch. You know, no one's gonna watch it all.
My wife means
man.
nothing now.
Where else? Where else online can people find any of your stuff, or is that just it?
Comics
Well, oh yeah, Comixology definitely. You can just type in my name and you'll get a couple books. Tim Laddie, and then Creeple People's going to be everywhere, dude. It's going to be on Kindle. It's going to be on any kind of digital media,
That's awesome.
Amazon, everything. They got that covered big time.
Okay.
And so you could go to that website too, Creeple People Comic, or just creeplepeople.com. I believe it is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's where I was at.
Hanging out there.
I was on a website.
You were on a website looking at things. 'Cause that's what people
Dude, I
create
really
websites
believe
do.
that, man. I really think people don't leave Facebook. Like they're just stuck on it.
Well, it is a social site.
yeah, oh my God,
And
dude.
socially, this is what we're doing.
Right.
This is actually a social experiment. Because this is our first
Actually,
real interview.
actually, none of this is really going on the internet.
Yes. So,
We just want to tell you.
just a social.
Oh man.
We like to look up the next big thing,
Yeah.
Right,
and it's kind of like a Misery.
right.
Right. They're gonna hit my leg with a sledgehammer in a minute. Yeah.
You're going nowhere.
Don't spoil it.
Because they're waiting on that now. They're waiting on that right now. Man, I'm looking through here too, man. This is some
The
really good
artwork
work,
is
dude.
great. I'll be honest with you, I look at some comic books and I look at it like it's boring.
Yeah.
Mainly it's because the artwork is not my thing. I like
Well,
this.
I think that's a big challenge. I'm sure. I mean, you would know better than any of us. I mean, your cover has to be, perfect for people to even pick it up.
You would think, yeah. And it's funny with this book. like I thought they would kind of like ease me in. You know what I mean? Like, all right, we'll do a couple pages and maybe we'll do the cover. Like after you messed around with the characters a little bit. That was like the first thing was the cover. So that was kind of tricky, but I like those challenges. I don't know. Covers are weird, man. Like, sometimes you might want to do less. You might want to be the opposite of what everybody else is doing. You know, just so you stand out in the crowd.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if it's something nobody's seen, like people are gonna go pick up a Wolverine comic just because it's a Wolverine comic or X-Men comic. I mean, the cover really doesn't matter. But if you're wanting to introduce a new story, you have to have something that's gonna
Visually appealing, right?
Which I think people does. I mean, because when I started seeing it, out and about, it's different just because of the little creatures. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, you kind of, I guess you want to tell a story a little bit as you do, like picture says 1,000 words, etc., all that stuff. So yeah, man, it's tricky. And then the colorist on this book is ridiculous. I mean, y'all can't see that from these, but oh my God, he's fantastic. Same guy that did this cover.
Okay.
Diego Rodriguez, he's amazing. Very, very talented.
Look that name up, people.
Yeah, no, seriously, he's so awesome. Makes me look good.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot. I can do a pretty mean stick figure. I mean, if you've seen Blaninator in its prime.
Nothing. If you need somebody, I can color in the line.
Right.
My specialty is coloring by number. That's kind of how I
look. For people that want to be in the comic book business but can't from talent, they end up on our show.
Right.
Not on our show, hosting it, because this is what we do.
Right.
Not to insult you at all.
We're like, we want to be part of it, but we can't do it.
Right. That's really what.
So we at least got to be able to talk to people we can.
Right.
That's how we do it.
And like our hopes get all built. We're gonna talk to somebody who can, and then they basically say, "What you do is shit." Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Yeah.
Buy your fucking book.
Yeah. Good job.
Must be nice.
We're a bunch of elitists. Yeah.
What's 2015 gonna bring you, man? What are you looking forward to in 2015?
Besides
Well, hopefully some Marvel stuff, man. I just want to get to like that plateau. You know what I mean? Like it's a different, like drawing for IDW is kind of cool. Like you can tell people that, like, hey, I drew an IDW book. Like that's different than self-publishing or whatever. But like, what's bigger than Marvel, dude? You know what I mean? Especially right now. Like you're competing against everybody on the planet.
DC.
Dude, I think New 52 is the biggest joke in the world. But yeah.
nice. I like this guy.
No, man. We can fill that up in the next 9 minutes. But yeah.
Me and you just became friends again. We weren't for a while.
You rekindle?
Right. We're gonna clear the air first. What is your opinion? Your opinion of Iron Man?
Just the character of Iron Man?
Of Iron Man, the complexity and the character of Iron Man. What is your opinion?
I think Iron Man's all right. Look. I think Robert Downey saved that dude. You know what I mean? Oh, no. I thought we were almost there now.
Brad set you up on that one. Like the rekindling just.
Oh, man.
Gosh.
I'm 2-1 right now. So, yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you're laughing at.
I like Iron Man, but I think Robert Downey made it.
Goddamn right you like. Who doesn't like Iron Man?
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Iron Man would have worked in like if they came out with a movie in the 80s.
No,
you know what I mean? Like the technology definitely
it's
big right now.
Yeah.
And then, dude, anybody else playing him is not going to work. Like, dude,
I agree.
that's all.
John brought up a good point. Imagine Shaq playing Iron Man and Steel.
Oh,
Shaq.
Oh.
I love the Diesel, bro. But yeah. I love Kazam, but yeah.
Well,
No way.
just to kind of finish this out, like maybe you can settle another argument. For us.
Oh man.
Think about who's next to you.
All right.
We had a big argument: Iron Man versus Batman.
Okay.
Now,
Blake,
All right.
switch table here
no,
because you're going to influence decisions.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, you're
I'll allow that.
Not at all. But no, we had a big argument, and
Blake flipped the table.
this is a recurring. This is definitely
Yeah,
a
that's a
recurring.
Viking. That's a Viking.
It's kind of a recurring theme now. It has become this Iron Man versus Batman.
Okay.
Yes.
We had a big vote of it at WizCon and whatnot. What would be your take on such a thing?
I'm honestly, man. I gotta go Bats. Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
I gotta. I don't think it's even.
Wow.
You can't help it
Because
when he's
basically
right.
they're almost the same thing. Iron Man be more fun to like hang out with. He's less mopey. Iron Man is Batman with no dead parents.
That's depressing.
But
He would win with a parent like a Mother's Day card.
I want
Yes,
those people.
that's it.
I take
That's
Batman
it.
on almost any situation, dude. I think he'll outsmart you some kind of way.
Another Kool-Aid drinker.
No, it's not.
It's true though, dude. Remember that JLA Grant Morrison run, that first
It's
with John Dell and all them? He knocked out everybody in the Justice League, and they like thought Batman was like worthless, like they didn't consider him, and he's the one that took out all the white Martians or whatever and stuff like that. I love those
You
stories.
remember that comic where Batman met Iron Man?
No.
Because it didn't matter. So how would he know how to beat something he'd never seen before?
Well, wouldn't you go like the normal like route, like they meet each other, it's a tie, then or maybe the bad guy wins and then it's a tie and then Batman wins, like the normal
You know,
formula?
I would honestly, and this is how we all became friends again, was me and Blaine eventually said,
Iron Man, we were on the rocks.
Oh yeah,
We're
well,
at the point where we're
like this
I
whole
hate
thing
you.
was about to blow up.
He does not like Batman. I don't know what, but I want nothing to do with it.
It was, you know, if Iron Man met Batman and they got in a fight, Iron Man wins the first time because Batman doesn't know what he's up against.
Okay.
But then the second time, he mops the
Infinity.
floor with Iron Man because now he knows what he's up against and he can learn.
Okay. No, I agree with that. I think he could take Superman, to be honest with you. I think it would be, if he knew how to do it, yeah. I guess it's all about knowledge with him, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I get that.
I mean, but technically all you need is a gun and you can beat Batman. You know what I mean? Any of us could do it.
I get it. That's right. Any
Right.
of us could do it.
Right.
Any one of
Aim
us.
for the mouth.
That's right.
You gotta rattle around.
I think what made
Shoot
me
on
mad
in
is
his jaw.
people just they gave him these powers that he didn't have. The fact that he could think of anything. That's not there.
Well, he has omnipotence. He just hasn't come out and said it. How else has he left?
That was no time looking. We don't need to go down this road again.
As we wind down on a wonderful interview that we're having here at Heroes Corner Comic, unlike our contemporary, would you be willing to come back again in the future?
Oh, I had a blast, man.
And sit down
Yeah.
and have another sit down with us.
We're always looking for.
No, man, it made the turn when I made that internet comment. No, I'm loving it. That's super fun.
Throw out some contact information real quick for the people.
You can always follow me at lattieinc.com, LATTIEINK, and that would bring you to my website and my Facebook page, and nightstarscomic.com. And that's kind of my baby about the little alien kids and stuff like that.
And right now, if you have any questions, anything, any comments, anything, look at the box below. Comment right there. Tell us what you think. I mean, we're going to respond. We ain't got nothing else to do. Nobody else is going to watch the show.
Blaine, you want to explain how they can see our next segment live?
Yes. If you're watching this if you're friends with us on Facebook, I'll be putting a link back up there for the next session. Also, we'll be posting another article, just like if you can access this through the website. So just click that. We'll be on in about 10, 15 minutes.
My friend,
Thank you very much.
joining
No, that
us,
was
man.
fun.
Yeah, that was great.
Hope you make $1 million, brother.
Yeah, we had that's Geek Battle Royale with .com guys. We're out of here.
Oh, that's too funny.
Good.